Friends, good morning. Recently, on 27th of July, the Goa Football Association held its annual general body meeting, wherein a lot of issues were discussed. One of the issue which I had pointed out was the lapse of the registration of the association vis-a-vis registration with the office of the Inspector General of Societies, which is required to be renewed every 5 years as per the Act. When I pointed out this lapse, the President said it will be done within a week. Thereafter, I had a press conference and I had raised many other issues, in response to which I was called roadside child and guessing bag, things like that. So I thought to go little deep into the muck of this so-called Goa Football Association, and to show them that I am not a roadside child but a street smart person. We filed a RTI application before the Inspector General of Societies asking for certain information. The first thing I asked was the copy of the registration certificate and its validity. In response, the Inspector General of Societies has informed us under RTI that the registration certificate is renewed up to 11/6/2025. It is almost now more than 2 months. GFA is an unregistered body. Now, whether a company which is registered under Companies Act, a society registered under Cooperative Societies Act, or a society registered under Societies Registration Act, all are registered bodies and they cannot operate without valid registration. This is a state level body controlling the game of football across the state. It is affiliated to the All India Football Federation. So when it itself is legally not registered, how can it have a valid registration with AIFF? How can it exercise its authority over the game of football in the state without legal registration is a question mark. Leaving that aside, I asked the Inspector General of Societies to give me a copy, certified copy of the constitution, statutes and rules and regulations which are in force as on date and as per which GFA is required to conduct its operations. In response, he says the constitution is placed at 1C to 30C. Now 1C to 30C, if I go, the constitution is of 1977. This is a certified copy of the constitution which is in force as on date as per the Office of Inspector General of Societies, as per which GFA is required to conduct its day-to-day business. Now let's go further. I asked what is the tenure of the Executive Committee of the GFA as on date as per the constitution and statutes which are in force as on date. The answer says 2 years as declared in the bylaws of the association. Now the bylaws are here in the constitution of the GFA. The GFA has submitted its memorandum of association and rules and regulations which are called bylaws. So as per those bylaws, the tenure of the executive committee is 2 years. If so, the present executive committee headed by Dr. Caetano was elected in October 2024. We are in almost touching September. We are at the end of August 2025. We are almost touching 10 months. Now for 10 months, this present committee has illegally occupied the office of Executive Committee of GFA as per the answer given to me by Inspector General of Societies. Now therefore, whatever decisions they have taken, administrative or financial, after October 2024, and they don't have legal base. The committee has no authority to take such decisions, nor the competence. So all this put together amounts to criminal offence. You can't hold elected office after the tenure is over. Elected office is to be occupied by legally elected office bearers. You can't extend your own tenure. There is no provision in the law which says you extend your tenure. The law clearly says, go to page number 5C. Elections. The association realizes its aims to the managing body elected for that purpose. The term of office of the managing body shall be a period of 2 financial years. It is clear then the election shall be held every second year on the third Sunday of July of the respective season. Now, for a moment, assume they were there in office till July. Then instead of having this AGM for general discussion, this AGM should have been held to elect a new executive committee, not to dispose of other business. There is serious violations of their own constitution. Then go further. Date on which last elections were held. The Inspector General says October 2018. Now, I presume after the elections were held in 2018, some illegal decision must have been taken that it will be for 4 years. So they continued from 2018 to 2022, and then 22 to 26 they want to continue. But it is not fitting in the rules. It is not fitting in their own constitution and statutes and rules and regulations. Now, date on which elections are due for electing new executive committee, the Inspector General says as per the rules of the society. What is the rules of the society say? First week of July. Yesterday, I have sent a mail to the General Secretary and President of GFA asking the President to resign along with his committee immediately or within a grace period of 7 days. I have also cautioned the General Secretary and the staff not to place any matter, administrative or financial, before this illegal committee for decision, failing which they will be also treated as accomplices for committing this administrative and financial fraud. If they don't rectify this illegality, I will move forward as per law after 7 days, including taking criminal action. Now, criminal action is a broad term. It can even go to filing police complaints and things like that. So, a person who was called a child by the roadside is teaching the enlightened people who are illegally occupying positions in the executive committee of GFA, that we are street smart for them. And we are not going to keep quiet. And we are not going to allow this illegality to be perpetuated any further against the football loving Goans, and specifically the football players, the budding football players of this state. I have also informed the All India Football Federation about this, how this body is sitting in power illegally, and I have asked for action. I have also given them 7 days to act. If they don't act, I will move to AFC, giving them a period of 7 days. If AFC doesn't act, I will move to CAS. I hope you know what is CAS. Court of Arbitration for Sports. International Court of Arbitration for Sports. So I am cautioning everybody who are at the helm of affairs illegally at GFA that don't push me in a corner where a decision may come to ban football. It should not reach that stage. I have the interest of young and the youth which is playing football, young budding football players of the state. I don't want to be an obstacle in their growth, in their development. I have their interest uppermost in my mind. So I hope better sense prevails, rule of law is obeyed by these people who are out to blatantly destroy the game in the state by being in possession illegally.
So you said this constitution was of 1977?
Yes.
But was there any amendments after that?
There were amendments. There were amendments.
Was the term 3 years?
There were amendments where they suggested that the term should be 4 years. Okay? That was what should I say, contested before the High Court by GFA and Salsette Football Club against the then president. There the Honorable High Court was misguided, I'm saying, with all authority at my disposal and with all conviction at my disposal, that Honorable High Court was misguided by saying the amendments are in line with the National Sports Code. Now, National Sports Code have 3 major provisions. One is the age limit, 70 years for the president. 2 is the tenure limit, 2 consecutive terms. And 3rd is the cooling period. Once you complete 2 consecutive terms, then you have a cooling term. Go to the amended constitution of GFA. It says age limit 70 years, that is correct. It says the president will have a tenure of 3 terms when the sports code is prescribing 2 terms. And then the sports code also says the other members of the executive committee will be also having 2 consecutive terms and then a cooling period of 1 term. This is not incorporated at all in the...
How many years is the tenure?
4 years.
Now
Sports code, 4 years. I'm talking of 4 years. Sports code. 2 terms and then a cooling period. Now come to the amended, so-called amended constitution. There is nothing about cooling period for the members of the executive committee. So in what way is the amended constitution in consonance with the National Sports Code? And you make a statement on oath before the High Court that the constitution is amended in accordance with the sports code. This is a serious act of contempt of the High Court. Number one. This amendments, one amendment that is made, other amendment are made to favor somebody. Now, if you apply the sports code, if their constitution is amended in accordance with the sports code, which says 2 consecutive terms of 4 years, thereafter cooling period. How is the senior vice president of GFA, who is there today, continues? He is there for more than 16, 17 years. So,
my question is, was the tenure, like you say, it is only 2 years?
Yes.
Does it make 3 years?
as per the official constitution, it is 2 years. As per the proposed amendments, which they say they have amended, it is 4 years. But that should have been taken on record by the Inspector General. Then only it becomes a law to be enforced. Till then it is not. Because your registration authority is the Inspector General. You make, now, yes, they had forwarded the amended constitution to the Inspector General of Societies for taking it on record. Way back in 2022 or 2023, or before that. In 2023, when I filed a RTI, they gave me in writing that they have returned that amended constitution back to the GFA, stating that it is not amended as per the procedure prescribed in the Societies Registration Act.
Just one question. Do you have the support of other clubs in this endeavor?
I do have support. But people are afraid to come out in the open. Because the moment they open their mouth, they are targeted. See, I was targeted with a penalty of 50,000 rupees. I am a small village club. Okay? If you impose 50,000 rupees on me as penalty, how can I survive? And how will I run the club? You don't give a paisa as grant to the clubs. I have not received 1 paisa from GFA. Only fines, and that too in thousands. How are you going to develop football like this? Village tournaments village clubs are the nurseries of football in Goa. GFA is not. The people who support, nurture, bring up football are the village clubs. Minus the village club, GFA is zero. Thank you.